Hello, this is Ansu and welcome to my little studio. I actually have moved from my loft studio downstairs because of my moon boot adventures. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I broke my ankle about 8 weeks ago, approximately, on 8 November. And yeah, what a painful experience. So having to adjust my whole life around not placing any weight on this ankle, and I decided to do a little what's in the box with LillyB today. I think this is episode 3. I'll have to go and check on my channel. But just impromptu, a couple of things that I wanted to share, just the joys that I've found and the things that help me get over the trauma of this injury. Any injury, I just realized again, because this is the second time this happened to me in about a 7-year period, is a trauma. And I think everybody deals with it differently. And what I learned from my first experience is the quicker you get into creativity, the less into depression you will fall, or the less anxiety you will experience, or the better you will process all your feelings and the anxiety or the frustrations that you will definitely experience. So take my word for it. It's not a fun experience. Nobody will tell you that it is. It's painful, it's frustrating, it's uncomfortable, and it messes up your plans. And I feel like God is saying to me, I've got bigger plans for you. So sit still, stand on my grace. That's kind of my quote, I think, for this period of time that I have to go through. And to help me kind of stay positive, I have loads of projects going on at the same time. I'm kind of a little bit anxious about the quantity of projects that I'm attempting while kind of incapacitated, but I think it's good for me. I think it's good to keep me positive and keep me going. I don't have this big pressure that I have to complete everything that I come up with, or the things that I would like to do. I've realized over time that you can only do so many projects, and sometimes you have a bad day and you do nothing. You can't be creative. What I started off with in December, and I think I'll start with that, I'll just put my journals to the side, is my December daily album. And as you can see, there's a lot of turquoise and blue going on, because blues are my favorite color. It seems to be blues and purples, and I think my all-time favorite is denim blue. So I've got denim blue nails. I just discovered my biosculpture nail polish that I bought about a decade ago, and it's still amazingly good. It hasn't thickened or anything, so I decided to play with the colors that I have. It actually matches my new Bible, so yay for me. Keeps me busy, keeps me occupied. I did a nail course in biosculpture in 2009, just because I wanted to do something different than teaching, and I wanted to do something that's creative, and it was fun, and I loved the product, and I tried it out for myself, and then I played around with it, had a little nail salon and a couple of clients, and just loved it to bits. But that season passed, and we moved overseas and back, and overseas again and back again, so I just didn't continue with that. But I still love that. I think nails, making your nails pretty, just grooming yourself is part of self-care. Something I learned from my mom. She took me on a Saturday night, me and my sister, and that's the only time she kind of had to herself and to her kids, and she would kind of give herself to us in that couple of hours and groom our nails, gave us a pedicure and a manicure, and taught us how to take care of ourselves and be feminine. So my femininity I always credit to my mom, and what she's been the example for me in that. Okay, so playing around with that, and I think just taking care of yourself when you're feeling blue, even if you paint your nails blue. I didn't sleep a wink last night. I don't really understand why. Perhaps hormones, I don't know. Perhaps processing things, needing some quiet time. I just didn't feel sleepy, and when I woke up kind of opened my eyes. Didn't really sleep. I tried to. I switched off the lights. I woke up in the sunshine and cloudy weather outside, and the night passed away without me even feeling it really. And I think sometimes that early morning quiet, it's good for spending time with God. So that was good for me. I feel really rested even though I didn't sleep a wink. So I think God must have spent some time with me during the night, and I love that. I love the feeling of just calm and restfulness. I probably will get sleepy later, so I thought to just quickly do this video. So in December I decided I wanted to do another December daily. I couldn't last year. My mom was in hospital and we just had a crazy Christmas. We didn't really have a Christmas, so lots of hospital photos and things like that, and it's emotional, and I just didn't want to dig into that. So I decided to do a fun project to kind of focus myself on the good stuff that's going on, and the mundane and the ordinary of everyday moments, and taking pictures all the time. But I couldn't really, with the ankle break, do an album, print photos, design stuff all at the same time, and have a holiday and spend time with my family and just relax. And because I feel like God is saying I need to take things slow, so I needed to kind of find a rhythm in that. So I decided I'll make the album as a fun project and do the pages and start creating the background for my album, and then I'll take a travel notebook. So I did share that on my social pages over the holidays. It was a red foam dory that I made with the December collection that we brought out, the Christmas at Home collection from Ivytree Studio. This is the Our Story collection, and I'll be using this in January. I used the collection that I designed. It was actually my concept, and I designed the first version of it, and I was really excited. And then I gave it over to Sarita and I said, let's revamp it. I've got a couple of new ideas and I want you to put your thumbprint on it. And wow, the second version was just wonderful, and I still have loads left of it that I kept for myself. And there's a lot of very versatile pages in it. It's got 5 basic main color schemes, and it works with all my projects, all my favorite colors. So blues, there's yellows in there, there's the popping red, and there's a little bit of African brown color in there, a chocolatey color, and pops of green. But mostly the blue color, because I wanted to represent the African sky and the sunshine. So the yellow and the blue. We don't have snow in South Africa, so that's kind of the main thing for me. And I'm just checking my video and see if I'm recording still. It seems so. Right, so I'm just gonna open up. I made the album from scratch. It's kind of my own concept, and I realized that I did know that it's better to put your rings on the back folder, and I didn't do that this time, but I will next time, because flipping through this album is going to be kind of impossible. So I did do a front cover. It took me forever to decide what I wanted, but in the end I'm happy with it. Wanted to use some acetate. I don't know why it's sticking down here. I'm just going to move my memory decks. We'll get to that in a minute. So as I said, it's going to be tricky to open it up. There's something, oh, it's just sticking into the wreath. Okay, so that's the front cover, and that's the back, front and the back. So I kind of tried to camouflage by adding elements to the back as well. I actually intend to also put the same little embellishment over here so that it looks the same, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. This I'm going to leave plain. Then I started with day one, and what I did was I created all the cover pages so that I had a cover for, or divider actually, for every day, but I can actually use it to add photos to flips or little pockets to put whatever I want to do or to document that day into that divider. So the divider has a dual purpose. It's not just a divider. It can just be a divider and I decorate it, but you can also use it for your memory keeping as well and add your photos and things to it. So you can decorate the front, add photos to the back, or make pockets and add your stuff into that. So what I did was I used the big pocket card collection that's actually for your project lifestyle kind of scrapbooking that I am a big fan of, always have been since I discovered Becky Higgins many moons ago. I have that Project Life app on my phone and I frequently use it for various things. The main thing that I use it for actually is for simplifying my photo printing, and I think that's also her total intention with the app. Right, and there's a little something coming your way from Ivytree Studio regarding Project Life cards, all the pretty cards that we've designed, but I'm not going to talk too much about that today. I'd rather show you the results later on when we release it. Right, so there is some secrets behind the scenes. Right, so I started also to label the tabs, adding tabs. So some of the pages I doubled up to have a flip already. I added in some, I did number, and I actually just started by adding with washi tape the numbering cards for each day, which I designed, and I designed for the full month, not just 25 days. And in the end I actually liked it, so some of these pages will stay like this with the washi. I'm not even going to bother with it, perhaps add a little flower or something, or a star. And some of these can have a photo here and the story of two photos, so that's kind of the idea, to keep things simple. I used some vellum that I played around with, and I added some blank pages as well. Some will stay that way. I added little pockets that I can add stuff to, little elements. This I'm intending to do a little Project Lifestyle mini photo. It's not really a 3x4 card, but a little bit smaller than that. I had to trim these down, but that's okay. I'm going to add a photo here and maybe write something there, journaling card perhaps, and add some more photos and story. And I found this in my stash, which I really love. It's not really vellum. It's kind of a fabricy material with a print on embossed paper, which I love, but kind of like a serviette, or a napkin. But I added some brads to it because it can tear easily if you turn it over, so just to protect it. Then the 6th of December is our wedding anniversary, and it was our 11th anniversary this year, and I just started to add pockets to it so I could put some ephemera in there. So we did some little fun things on the day, and I got a Kit Kat, which I'm not supposed to eat because it's sugar. All I want for Christmas is you. And then my sister made us this lovely card with the Our Story elements from our Story collection, print and play collection, and I really love this card. It's really fun and beautiful. And another chocolate, so you'll find me adding all my chocolate wrappers in here because some of them have some gold in it, so it's kind of Christmassy. There's something in there, a little note. Yes, my shopping list. I added the shopping list. So I love collecting real life ephemera. Just struggling to get my pocket in. And the reason why I add the chocolate wrappers is to kind of keep track of how many sugary treats I take in, because I'm not supposed to eat those. Okay, and then just adding elements to acetate again, and that little napkin element, and a pocket. My sister gave us this little card that says indescribable gift. That's all about Christ. And I said tradition, so what I want to document our traditions. And then I found out when I printed, or I'm busy layouting my photos after the holidays passed now, and I found that I don't even have one photo of day 7, so I'll have to check hubby's phone and see if he's got something there for us. Day 8 on a a vellum with some stars and a moon and moons on it, stars and moons. Sorry, that's the tired brain talking now. I can hear myself. Day 9, just a flip to keep it simple. Day 10, added a doily to it with some brads so that I can strengthen that, because that will definitely tear, and I didn't want to glue it down. So I got up to day 10 numbering the tabs, and then I still have to do these. day 11 is going to be a flip to this side with pretty paper here. Then some days we'll just have a small divider. I'll probably put in pages with pictures and layouts, maybe extend it or do pockets or flips. So I'm still designing. I actually have designed the layouts for the photos. I'm just having to I sorted my photos digitally. Now I need to take it day by day and do a layout and print it out and add it to the album with the stories. I'll talk about the stories in a minute. So 15, little brick wall, 16, and then I played with a paper that's not really matching the collection, but it's a kind of fun element, and just added that in, perhaps just being a pocket in the end, or adding a lot of other elements to tone it down. Day 18, love this red. So I'm going through this really quickly because I'll do a full flip through later on, and I'll take the pages out of the album so it flips easier. So I'm actually a novice making these albums, and I design them totally from scratch without using anybody's template. And that means that the first one can be a flop, this next one will be better, the third one will be the template, and then from there on you'll just keep on improving it. So that's kind of my process always, like doing things from scratch. I should have become a fashion designer, that was the dream, so designing is kind of in my blood. Right, day 21, 22, and I'm going to go past day 25. There's 23, used a different paper, kind of a glossy, shimmering paper. And then I made a pocket. This is my birthday, and I intend to decorate this differently a little bit. So just added the cards for now. Loved the dots, loved all my cards. You should can visit my Instagram profile, Creative Girl LillyB, and you'll see me sharing all three my cards that Surita made for me. She's my sister. She made actually all three for the family and spread it around. Everybody wrote me something. So I've got three really beautiful cards that I actually want to frame. They're so lovely. Okay, I don't think I have any other cards in there. And the reason for that is, you know, if your birthday is before Christmas, then everybody who's anybody is at the seaside. They somewhere far away having a blast of the time, and I'm normally at home because I don't like crowds that much. I'd rather spend time on holiday at other times when everybody else is home. So mostly I've been used to it since I was very young, that all my friends go away for the holidays, and so I normally hosted a birthday party on the 10th of December so that I can have some friends and have some cake and get some cards. So when I was younger, I had loads more cards and ephemera from my birthdays, but now that you get older, the less you get, the better, and less causes less clutter. And we went for a lovely outing to the Grove Mall and watched the Star Wars movie, Rise of Skywalker, and I just loved it. It was a great adventure, and we had loads of little treats, my favorite whispers, and watched it in 3D. So there's the packaging from the glasses, and I grabbed a pamphlet there from the movie theater just to put it in here. And we actually had McDonald's, but the fries barely touched the boxes, so I saved the boxes quickly so they're not oily at all, so that I can use them as pockets because it really fits the red in here. And then I created a little mini album because there's loads of pretty photos that I want to scrap, and I'm going to add the pages to these little spine flips that I added in here, and I'm going to decorate that circle. So it's a little it's got damaged a little along the way as I opened and closed it, but that's fine. It's just one paper, it's not a solid album cover, and I'm going to decorate it, which will make it stronger, and I'll probably add a strip or leave it, I don't know. But I did add braid so that it strengthens it. And then I made a shaker pocket from old packaging, in the form of a gift, because Christmas is the gift of Christ, and I just played around with some gift boxes, and one of the bottoms of of packaging, gift wrap packaging I got from a family member for my birthday. Was this lovely gold, and I punched out circles because it's a sturdy cardstock and used it in here. So save the packaging, you can use it. And then Christmas Day, obviously a lot of treats and tags, gift tags and little cards from family members, and again chocolates for Christmas. So luckily we shared it all, so I didn't eat everything by myself, and I just had one little candy, so I think that's okay for Christmas Day. And then the rest, just cards added to little flips, and I haven't really planned into that further, but I plan to do that. And in the end, this album is going to be very thick, and I realized that I actually need two, so I'll probably try and do another one, or kind of reduce my photos and keep it to the thickness that's already in here. And if I feel like I only have stuff to share up to the 25th, I'll leave it at that. So I'm happy with my progress. I have 2 TN books that I've filled up every day except one day, and I'll just use a photo for that day. I'm not going to bother with the journaling. So I feel accomplished because I did journaling every single day. I shared some of it on my social media, and so I did the journaling while I was experiencing the whole holiday, kept up with that every day. It was really good for me. Focused on the good stuff, made the album for the fun activity for the holiday, and spread it throughout, and I didn't pressure myself, so I think I worked on it 3, 4, maybe 5 days, a little bit here, a little bit there, and not an everyday thing. So the journaling was the everyday thing, and using my smartphone for the grabbing the little moments on camera, and that's actually my December daily. So